Hi creatives, I am Dima and you're welcome to Jen's Sewing Tutorials. On today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how to make a Princess Dart Bustier Corset Blouse or top. Just as you can see on the screen, this is not just a regular blouse, it has a conical corset, yes. And this is so beautiful. The highlight for me is how this cloth was put together, not just the drafting. The drafting is of course unique, but also the putting together, that is the sewing process. The sewing I did not discuss in this tutorial because it would be too long. This is all about the pattern drafting of this lovely blouse. If this sounds like what you'll be interested in, then let's get right into the video. So to make this, I used chantilly lace, Ankara fabric, and of course the lining. As you can see on the screen, the Ankara is 6 yards, the lining is about 4 yards, and then the chantilly is 2 yards. That is what I'm making use of for this tutorial. Now I had to go ahead and get my paper. You can see that it's on fold and I have to turn my fold this way. Okay, so having done this, I'm going to measure the shoulder. Whatever your shoulder measurement is, divide it by 2 and mark it just as I am doing right now. I mark 2 points and I am drawing a vertical line, just as you can see. Now the next is just to mark the neck, the neckline, the basic neckline, which is 3 by 3, and I'll connect it as well, just as you can see. Now this is the shoulder slope of 1 inch and I connected to the neckline. Yeah, so having done that, this is the half length, that is the front half length, and I will rule a horizontal line like so. So having done that, I'll measure the hip, which is 8.5 inches from this half length, so I had to rule a horizontal line as well. Now from there, I took 2.5 inches and also ruled a horizontal line. This is the length of the longest part of the blouse. Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and continue with the bust level, okay, which is 11.5 inches, and bust to bust is 7, which I divided by 2 to give 3.5. That is what gave me this vertical line that I marked. Okay, now this is the under bust that I marked right now, and I am going to go ahead and mark another point for the under bust and rule a horizontal line. This is to make the whole marking clearer. Okay, so right now is half on both sides of this vertical line, and I dropped by 1 inch from the bust point and wedged my dart to that 1 inch mark from the bust point. Note that the bust to bust is 7 and divided by 2 is 3.5, which I measured from the fold. Here is 3/4 and towards the center front is 1/4, and I'm connecting to the bust point like so. Yeah, so having done that, I am going to complete my dart. So I measure 6 inches and also ensure these are 3.5 inches from the fold. And this is how I weight my dart towards the down part of the top. Yes, so I measured 1/4 inch on that waistline and I connected my dart just as you saw me do right now. So now this is the bust measurement divided by 4. If your bust is 40, simply use 10. That is 40 divided by 4. So that is what I just marked for my client. Bust divided by 4, and I had to measure the waist as well. So the first thing I ruled was for the bust. Okay, I had to rule a vertical line. This is the bust line and I'm connecting to the waist. Note that the waist is the waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1.25 inches dart intake. Okay, so right now you can see that the extension I want to give to the hip is not enough, so I'll be joining paper to this part, and this is how I arrived at this. Okay, so I joined paper both up and down. You know, this is on fold, so I joined paper for the both sides of this fold. So I marked hip measurement and I added 3 inches to it, and that is where I'm connecting this waist measurement to. I'm connecting it to hip measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches. The 3 inches will give the conical shape of this lovely top. I hope you understand. So I ensured that I had to extend it to the length of the top. Just watch closely and you'll understand everything I did to achieve this lovely top. And do not fail to give me a feedback when you try this method out. Okay, so right now you can see what I have. I had to come down by 5 inches and come in here by 3/4 just to draw my armhole. Now I measure the armhole, which is 18 divided by 2, and that is 9. I marked it and I am drawing it with my pattern master, just as you can see. Please, if you don't know, if you do not know how to make a basic pattern, I'll put the link in the description so that you can look at it and be very familiar with how it is made. What I'm drawing right now is the Princess Bustier line. Okay, just choose a point along the armhole and connect it as I did right here. And I had to, measure 1 inch down on that point and extended it like this by 1 inch as well. I hope you understand. And I'm trying to smoothen it here. You can see how I blended it to the armhole. Everywhere I'm shading right here will be going off at the end of the tutorial. This is the side bust dart, which is the difference between the front and the back half length. Okay, so right here I've measured the back half length, which is about 1/4 for this my client, and that makes the side bust dart. So having done this, you can see what I'm writing here. I'm just writing the distance between the measurement, the length rather, sorry, between the waist and the length of the blouse, which gave me about 11 inches, so that I won't make mistakes while making the back pattern. You can see what I did there. I nearly cut off the part that I needed for this pattern making, so I had to use my masking tape immediately and stick it back. So having done that, I'm cutting out my pattern just as you can see, and I will continue with the rest of the alteration. So this is what I have at the end of the day after making the front pattern. So there is also a whole sort of cold shoulder here, as you can see in the pinned picture. It has a sort of a halter neck, and that is what I'm trying to do here. I had to come in there by half and shaded it because it will be going off. I also came in there by about 1.5, and I'm connecting this to the armhole. I did this first and I wasn't very okay with it. I decided to extend it further, okay, to give me that complete shape of the halter neck. But you can see from here that I am measuring the little strap there that will be carrying the sleeve. I hope you understand. So that is what I am drawing here, just as you can see, and this is what I have. Okay, so after doing that, I will just go ahead and shed all of the parts that will be going off. Okay, so right here you can see that the extension of that sleeve will be cut off by the dart and the extras there for the princess cut, but it doesn't matter. You will see how I managed all of that in the course of putting this dress or this top together, yes, which is in the next tutorial. This is strictly pattern drafting because this one is huge. If I put the sewing, it will be too long. You can see me trying to figure out how the shape of the hemline of this beautiful top is. Okay, so right here I measured 4 inches from this length. I want to just get 24 inches on one side of this blouse, and that is what I marked there, 24 inches length blouse. I just wanted it to be uniform by measuring from the hem all through, okay, to be certain with it, because it's hard to be very definite while measuring from the upper part, if you understand what I mean. The hem is actually straight. Okay, so here is me trying to draw what I can see in the picture, the pattern that I am trying to, the cloth that I am trying to make. Okay, so this is what the drawing looks like for the hem. Yes, this is where your artistic nature has to come to play, because there is definitely no rule to like meter rule or anything to use and draw the shape. Now you have to be very artistic here, and that is what I just did. You can see that the front is already looking at like the picture that we have, the picture that we are trying to like get exactly how it is. So having done this, I will just go ahead and keep the front pattern while I continue with the back pattern. So to make the back pattern, I also had to keep a paper unfold because the back is also unequal. The two sides of the back are not equal. So that is why I am cutting this on fold, because the two sides are different. If they are the same, you can cut it on fold. But once you have an asymmetric nature at any part of the dress, you have to cut it on fold to be able to get exactly what you want. So here I am measuring everything. I measured for the front, yes, the shoulder slope, and every other thing. Neckline is 3 by 1, and here I am measuring the hip, which is 8.5 inches from the waistline. Okay, note that the back half length is different from the front, and that is what gave us the side bust dart. If you're not clear with this basic pattern making, please check the link in the description. Here I am marking the dart intake, waist divided by 4 plus dart intake, and that is what I marked. This one is the back tightening of 3/4 inch. Okay, and I had to shape it up like that. Here I'm going to extend the paper. I'm going to attach extra paper on this because it's not enough for me to measure the extra 3 inches for the conical effect of this blouse. Okay, so here I am trying to get the conical shape for the back. So having done this, I will just go ahead and draw the armhole. I came in there by half. Please, I say again, if you're not clear with this basic pattern making, check the link in the description box and you will be clear completely with how to make your basic pattern this way, the way I did right here. Okay, so having done this, you can see what it looks like. This is the front pattern. I just kept it on top of the back so that I'll be able to trace any part of this pattern that I wish to trace using my tracing wheel. Okay, so you can see my tracing wheel here. What I want to trace is the cold shoulder, the halter neck sort of style. Okay, so that is what I'm about tracing. After tracing it, I'm going to draw it out with the marker. So having traced this, you can see what I did, and yeah, I noticed that what I wanted is already out exactly, and I had to trace it out just as you can see me do, and I shaded the part that will be going off, and you can see how lovely this dress is coming out even while still on paper. So I had to go ahead and cut out all of these part that is needed. So you can see the half inch I went in by the side of the neck. That is still what I just did for the side of the neck for the back as well. So this is what I did in front, and I'm cutting it out as well. So having done this, this is what I have. I am going to just go ahead and alter the hemline because the hemline is equally unequal. You can see how lovely the hemline is looking. For the front is so gorgeous, and I want to use tracing wheel to use the front somehow and get a little bit of the back. Yes, not completely because the back is different from the front. Yes, but I want to use it and trace it to an extent. You can see what the back looks like, and that is what I am trying to trace, okay, using the front. So even if you don't get exactly what I'm doing, just watch and you will understand everything that I am doing to arrive at this pattern. So this is what it looks like, and I'm trying to demonstrate what the back will look like. Yeah, so having done that, this is how I am here sketching the back and how it is going to go. This is first half of it, and the middle vertical line shows where the zipper will be. Yes, so I'll gradually go ahead and modify all of these, and you will see the outcome at the end of the day. So this is the back, the little attachments at the back. That is what I'm trying to draft here. You can see that little piece at the back towards the hem at the back there. I think this complements the one in front. That is what I am explaining here. So this is what it looks like, and I will go ahead and start altering all of this pattern. Now the first thing I did was just to cut out the Princess Dart Bustier and cut out this cold shoulder, halter neck, sort of thing going on the shoulder there. So I had to cut out the Princess Dart as well, just as you can see. You can see that part of the sleeve is already out, but I'm not going to bother about that part that is already appearing as part of the princess cut. Okay, you will see how I took care of it while putting this cloth together, that is while sewing this beautiful top. So this is what it looks like. I know I've not closed the side bust that. You will also see how I closed it when I get to that. So right here I am cutting out this part that I really need because this is the shape that it is going to take. I had to cut it out and keep this upper part aside, and of course use my masking tape to stick all of this together. You can see how I stick here. I closed up the dart and allowed the lower part to be open a bit. Okay, that is the only way the dart can be closed up, and I am going to cut it like that because it doesn't matter, it's fine. So having done this, I'll just go ahead and cut out the lower part of the top. You can see what it looks like. So beautiful. You can see that the top has already formed even when the side bust that has not been taken in. Okay, so this is lovely, and I'm going to go ahead and take out the side bust that. So watch closely. I'm going to trace this. Okay, I'm going to trace it so that it will appear on the lower one as well, and I'm drawing it out just as you can see. Okay, we can see what it looks like. I'm going to close up this dart. Yes, you know that this part of the top is different from the opposite side of it, okay, because this is an asymmetric top, a bustier corset top with an asymmetric hemline. Okay, so having done this, closed up the side bust that, this is what I have, and you can see me placing it on the Ankara fabric. I had to cut out 1 yard and really arrange it nicely the way I want. And then this is the back. So I had to cut out all of the parts that I do not need. This is the back tightening. This is the sleeve, okay, the shoulder area that I cut out, and I had to slash it open. You can see the back tightening right at the middle there, and this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead and cut it further. Just as you can see that little piece there. I'm not going to like tamper with it till when I need it. I'm not going to cut it out because I may lose it. So I had to fold it up and cut out that part of the back. You can see it folded up. So when I need it, I'll just fold it out and cut it out. And you can see the second part of the back. I finally modified the second part of the back further, but that will be in our next tutorial. Yes, in the course of sewing this dress, because of the sewing technique that I used, I had no option than to do what I did to that part of the back. At this stage, I didn't think that, yes, this is a very unique sewing technique that I used, while sewing this beautiful Bustier Corset Blouse. Okay, so conical blouse. Okay, so you can see what this pattern looks like, and I had to go ahead and do all of this in the second tutorial. Yes, I will show you all of that. It's a unique one and you will not want to miss it. Okay, stay tuned and subscribe, turn on your notification bell to be the first to know each time I upload my lovely videos. Tell me what your results are when you try out my technique, because I'm very sure it is definitely going to bang. Thanks for watching, guys. See what I got at the end of the day, and I know, yes, that it is a hit. No miss at all. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so that you will be the first to know each time I upload. Love you all, and of course, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.